I borderline expect to go into a restaurant and be treated like garbage by the restaurant all the time now. Like, I don't like it's very rare when I have a positive experience with a restaurant anymore. So, or it's just so neutral, I don't even think about it.
Yeah,
Uh, and
have it
then
your way. Yeah, for example, have it your way. We were talking the other day offline, and he said no. I had a very positive experience with the restaurant because I went to that restaurant a million times, and then they were always late. They wouldn't start on it till the very last minute because they wanted it to be fresh as possible. Like I get it, but at the same time, you're always pushing me late. You're screwing your own metrics. You know, you're getting poor marks, and then I'm getting poor marks because I'm late, and it's not my fault, but like it's like, every time with them, it would be 15 if it was a small order, 45 if it was a larger, so like say 500 plus of food. And it's like a ton of like um, burritos or whatever, the Indian place, Tula, it's called. So they've improved. And like I kind of tried to coach them on that. They were friendly enough. They weren't rude to me or anything, but they were very, very insistent that no, we know what we're doing. And it's like, I'm like, okay, I understand where you're coming from, but this is how ezCater works. Like, we gotta be quick, on time, preferably early. Like, I'd rather be early than late because I can always just force through the order, set an alarm, and force through it at that 10-minute mark. I'd rather be 15 minutes early and get it set up, get it done. Most of the time, it's like just 1 to 4 giant bags of stuff, and it's not like it's just usually it's mostly burritos or salads. So I don't have to sit there and like make it fancy. I just set them down and walk away, take a picture.
Mhm.
So like I do like those kind of orders as far as like setup because you know, it's like delivering to someone's door. It's super easy. But like at the same time, it's like I don't like waiting every single time I'm here. And like then when you're waiting 15 minutes, you're getting a quarter. It's not anything crap, and all you're doing is screwing my day because I might have another order right after it. And it's
yeah,
like, you're
I
just
was
pushing
actually
me till
gonna
I'm
say
late to the other order.
you have multiple orders throughout your day. Like, what a
Same platform.
way to discourage somebody from wanting to go pick up from that place again. Like, I just delivered 3 or like, the last run of food fetched orders that I did, this was the last time I've ever had, like, back to back to back catering
Mhm.
orders, and it was a single catering pickup from Velvet, and then a double pickup from Padrino's. And the Velvet order, Velvet tacos, they ran over. Like, I got
Mm.
there early, and I was trying to be, like, as considerate to them as possible because when they get catering orders, they get catering orders. They got, like, 10 lined up, they still gotta get through all of it, and,
Oh, yeah.
like,
So they're just screwed.
I'm trying to be understanding, but I'm also like, "Guys, I can't wait for you." Like, I got another catering order, like, immediately after that, and I ended up late to that pickup, and I spoke to them about that, and when
Like,
I got to Padrino's, they were like, "Oh, which app are you from?" Because they reported that. They reported that immediately. I'm like, "Yeah, I was from Food Fetch," and that's exactly what I told them. Um, and I ended up dropping the I went through a different fiasco at the end of that, but it was a stressful experience. Like, that literally all it took was one restaurant not being on their shit or not being totally on their shit. Like, again, there's only so much you could do when you got multiple catering orders that you need to fulfill and so much time in the day. Like, realistically speaking, that, like, if I'm really thinking about it with the size of their kitchen, the amount of staff they had on, like, I wouldn't call them under or overstaffed for this. In
no, they're
fact,
not staffing.
one
Yeah, I've been through days like that where just everybody was understaffed to heck. Like every single merchant I had call-ins. Everyone was 20 to 45 minutes late. It's nothing they could do about it. So it's like, but at the same time, it also kind of worked out for me because they were still working on it. by the time I got there late, or they were just finishing it up. And it's like, okay, cool. Like the last one I walked in on, they were tying the bags up and they
Yeah.
were just getting done with it. And it's like, and I reported that to, um, to, whatever the dispatch chat. And, I do what I can with that situation. It's whatever it is. And, most people don't understand that and don't get like where I'm trying to come from. I had a day where I had five orders within 2 hour period. And I'm like, every merchant, this is before corporate came down on the core life in New Hartford and Utica. And I'm like, okay, I got 2 from you guys. Can you have them both ready 20 minutes before the first one's due to get out of here? Yep, we got you. I got out of there 15 minutes before. Perfect.
Mhm.
You get a little leeway. So like I try to work with my merchants and call them and say, can you have this ready early? But because corporate decided, oh no, we don't like that. That don't fit our metrics. It's like all you're doing is screwing yourself. We don't like you starting early though. No, you don't understand how this works. You're not on the front lines. You're not the one at the restaurant. You're not the driver showing up to grab it or delivering it. And now your customer's pissed off because it's almost always late. It's like the only
Do
ones that give me enough time are the ones that go further away.
I understand why these restaurants are so freaked out about it. In fact, when I made that Jackrabbit video, right? When I
Mhm.
made the Jackrabbit video about them deactivating me and how I was getting ready to go to the FTC on the subject and all of that other stuff. Um, I get like I received a call from somebody, the president of the RMDA, Paul Burrell. They like he fully explained to me that number one, Jackrabbit does not have the power to threaten drivers or reduce pay after committing to it. That is not within their power. They do not have the right to do that. They are 100% in the wrong. 100%,
Mhm.
no doubt. That also said, because of that, I ended up also whatchamacallit. I ended up also looking into what a I also talked to him about a couple of other things that will be going like coming up soon. Good for drivers actually. Like I'm actually working with him on this. But what he was like basically he was concerned that any because the contract with ezCater is not with these smaller DSPs. No, 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 no. Like it's not with Food Fetch. It's not with
Jack.
Jackrabbit. It's not with King Courier. It's not with any of them. You want to know who it's with?
Hmm.
It's with the RMDA. So if one of
Maybe
these
this is
little
fun.
guys fucks around, they all find out. So they got to be on their ass, which is why we're working towards something that we can have a reporting system that actually makes sense for both like how we're being treated and also how we are like potentially.
You can't threaten to take away our pay over something. Like, yeah, you can't threaten the pay. You can say, okay, you won't receive orders for whatever time period. You'll see a reduced volume of orders. Those are okay punishments because it doesn't involve money
Yeah,
besides potential earnings, but actually
yeah, but
screwing with
that's not
people what they're going to earn is wrong.
yeah, but that's my point. That's not violating the contract. That's not them passing down their penalties onto us. It's literally they literally cannot do that. They physically cannot do that.
Like I understand that ezCater finds these apps for violating like, oh, you're too early, you're too late, blah blah blah, and like a lot of times you can't explain like the late ones away. Like my situation,
The early ones can.
I actually did reach out to ezCater. I'm like, hey, everything went completely wrong today. I'm like, please don't penalize us. They're like, no, you're fine. And
But also another note that I noticed is that the way maybe there's some little part of me that loves that I found this, and maybe this is why I find it funny, is
Mhm.
after the call with Paul Burrell, he was basically like, please leave ezCater alone. Like everybody, like it seems like there's this general consensus that everybody's like, hey, guy, can we just not talk to ezCater at all? Like, please? We're
Everyone has always said that to me, like, no matter which app I've ever dealt with, they always say, "Don't bother ezCater because it will just hurt us overall, it'll hurt everybody involved." And it's like, at the same time, it's like, well, they clearly saw a problem with, like, the tip sharing or whatever, that every order was 30 to $50 on DeliverThat, and it was an unfair advantage, and they were getting the majority of the volume versus, like, the guarantee pay structure, like, we need to do something to get these orders delivered consistently, like, 20 buck plus, all the time.
yeah.
So, they clearly saw a problem there, so I don't understand why having driver feedback to people on the front lines is a bad thing. I get at the same time, you don't wanna overly bombard them with really petty issues 'cause, we all know how some drivers are drama kings and queens, you know?
Mhm.
It's like, but if it's a relevant issue with, like, okay, they're threatening to take away pay, do something about it, and,
Yeah.
or they're violating your terms of the contract, like, if it's a pay guarantee, let's say the payout was supposed to be so much with the mileage and the guaranteed tip or gratuity, whatever they call it, and, it's supposed to be $50. I better be getting that $50 because they're threatening to take away pay if I like, because you have that rule that we can't be more than 10 minutes early completing the order. I mean, I could only think of a couple times I accidentally did that because I thought it was 15 still, but they changed the terms. But whatever. And it's like, so it'll be like 11, 12 minutes. It's like, are you really going to throw a fit over 1 or 2 minutes?
Mhm.
Like, because I never got a complaint from a customer except one time that I was too early. And the app literally told me I was supposed to be there at that time. I was like 1 whole minute early. And they texted me. I didn't even message them to say I was there. They're like, "Why are you there so early? I didn't want it till this time." And I
Mhm.
tried to explain. I'm like, "Well, it tries to give us a little bit of time to, get the order, get it set up and all this." And then, like, I finally went in when she wanted me to, because dispatch contacted ezCater and they said, "Wait, and I'll get paid." Like, they paid me a few extra bucks for waiting, I guess. $2 extra
Mhm.
dollars. Whoopee for wasting 20 minutes of my time. And it's like, oh, the clinic's like, "Oh, yeah, don't pay attention to it. Just come in here and just hit complete when he said the time. Like, just let dispatch know what's up and saying that you're not gonna do it till that time, but you can come in anytime you want because we'll leave."